Up with Tony T, yes, Ramon SEO. To the double T, be funnelling these bookies like 1, 2, 3. They tapping out and we cashing out. It's plain to see. The bonus scheme is the A-team, Mr. T. And I pity the fools who can't hang. Coming with real game is sort of a freight train. It's been reported bank rolls are easy to maintain. So get situated and listen to the picks. And it goes a little something like this.
And a pleasant good morning to you from Tony'sPicks.com. This is Ramon Scott. Welcome to the morning steam for Friday, January 12th. We're getting ready for the big NFL wildcard weekend. Got action leading up here on Friday today with NBA, couple of games on the ice, and some college basketball as well, mostly the big NBA card. And we'll review some of yesterday's action. But we start with breaking news this morning. Well, it didn't take the New England Patriots long. They've decided on their man. And as we said right here on our little show, I mean, I guess it wasn't a big secret, but I can read tea leaves as with the best of them. Gerard Mayo, the longtime New England Patriots player and coach, the former Tennessee Volunteer, he is the new coach of the New England Patriots. Yeah, the head coach in waiting, handpicked by Kraft. Didn't even really have a job. Yeah, he's a great linebacker, defensive coach, but really was in an unnamed coaching position for the last several years. Has kind of been the man in waiting in New England. So no Mike Vrabel, at least not the head coach. Who knows who Mario will have on his staff, but nonetheless, Gerard Mayo promoted. He will be the youngest head coach in the NFL right now at 37 years old. We saw some other great coaches take over at 37 years old and their job still kicking. So, Gerard Mayo, the new head coach of the New England Patriots. How'd everyone do yesterday in sports betting? Yesterday with that NBA card. How did you guys do? We saw yesterday, of course, the day game in Paris, France, with Brooklyn Nets and the Cleveland Cavaliers yesterday, with Cleveland getting the win. Also, yesterday, Bucks clobber the Celtics. Hey, everyone has a clunker now and then. Portland and Oklahoma City, just tied for the fifth largest margin of victory in NBA history. It was a perfect storm of events, and the Oklahoma City Thunder, I think they won by 62 points. I might even turn that game off, but we did give it out here on the show at least. Also, we had a show winner here with the Dallas Mavericks over the New York Knicks, and a show winner last night, Phoenix, hammering the Lakers on the road. NHL action late last night. If you missed some of the action in the NHL, we had some winners here certainly on the show, including the Sharks and the Canadiens under. We also gave you the Canucks. We had the Kraken and the Capitals under. Premium pick winner, Devils and Lightnings over. Lightning, Devil and Lightnings. Devils and Lightning over. We also had the Lightning here on the show. We gave out the Sabres here on the show yesterday as well. How'd you guys do yesterday in hockey? I'll say hello to some folks, and then we'll go over to Tony'sPicks.com. I guess we'll be here for maybe I can stretch it out and keep you guys with me for over an hour. I don't want to jeopardize your time, but this is a highlight of my day when you guys come in here. So appreciate you guys stopping in, getting ready for the weekend. All right. I'll say hello to a few folks here. See who is willing to come in and take a look at this short card with me. Big NBA card, no doubt about it. And first up was Percent Better was here today. Hey, I've listed the Discord there so you can check out what we have going in the Discord today, including Brent's projections in there. And I guess Gerardo will have some as well. Want to say hello to Thomas Bird here today. And we'll see how this crazy weather affects everyone, affects our games, really. Everyone, yeah, stay safe, but as long as everyone's okay, want to make sure that we'll see. I'm looking at a live shot here of Kansas City. It doesn't look too crazy there right now. It's a little wind, but no snow right today. Justin McElvey here. He's got his plays up and ready today. He's got the Mastodons team total over there. Great to have Justin. Dre is here today as well. Matt D joins us. Fernando's here today. And Ray Otachi talking about the National Blowout Association. How about that? CTG here today as well. Kenny Jackson here. Gerardo's going to focus on the UFC card for tomorrow. Hey, we got a few games today, certainly worth checking out on the soccer schedule, getting kind of more towards a normal Friday style card. We've got Premier League action today with Burnley and Luton Town. We also got Bundesliga this afternoon. Bayern Munich taking on Hoffenheim. Action from the Netherlands as well. England Championship League, Hull and Norwich. In France, Marseille and Strasbourg, and out of Spain, Sevilla hosting Alaves. Some action today, and we're getting ready to roll in Mexico again with Toluca at Querétaro. Querétaro, as we might call it. I was thinking of old Pete Loshak there, and Mazatlan and San Luis tonight. Okay, let's say hello. Who else? Solo's here, ready to roll. And Salty's here today. Dre had a nice hockey card. Juan Master, where you been? How you been? He's on Iowa here today with our college action. We'll look at, I've selected 4 or 5 games here to look at. Russell's here today. And our Thompson's ready, of course. He's got the bye going. Our Laster, look at these plays, though. Let's load it up here with Juan, just in case he has to go. But thank you for your plays today, Juan. Wow, hello. Appreciate all the action there. Good morning to Stephen Downey. Juan's got more. And Fernando. Timmy Tushu. Hello. Salty. Yeah, college card was pretty big yesterday. We had some premium winners for sure. Pretty hot right now in college ball. Premium pick winners yesterday for me. Southern Miss and Monroe game. Total under. Also had premium pick winner with Cal Poly and Riverside under. Long Beach and UCSD game to go over. Idaho State and Portland game to go under. Some of the winners yesterday here at Tony'sPicks.com. We'll take a look at all the winners here in just a moment before we get started with the show and see how the rest of the team did on Thursday when we check who's hot. But we got a few more to say hello to, including Ninja here today. Joining us is also Rodney Barton. He's all in. And Peter Mack with a couple of plays as well. And he's got Niagara and Duquesne. All right, I'm going to go over to Tony'sPicks.com and check out the handicapper leaderboards and see who's hot over there for yesterday. And it was the Queen. All hail Latifah Collins, 7-2 on the day for 78%. She's up 355 units for the day. And Ron Hahn, 75%, up 336 units. OG Cappers, VIP, 3-0, up 300 units. Nick Lagarettos, 6-3, up 2 3/4 units. Collins Brown is up went 3-1 for plus 165 units. Handicappers that won their only play yesterday include Marlon Pettis, Sean Dinwiddie, and Ben Ruhala. Jerry Lewis and EPA Sports Hoops went 5-4. They were both in the profit yesterday. Last 7 days, probably Samba Murdy's up there to lead the handicappers here on the network with 54-33 record plus 17.5 units. Gene got picks. Gene got winners up 10.61 units. Mindy Hahn is up close to 10.5 units over the last 7 days. Nick Lagarettos is up nearly 7 3/4 units. And OG Cappers VIP up 6 1/3 units. Last 30 days here on the network, it's Mindy Hahn. She's still up nearly 50 units over the last 30 days. Tiffany Mance, the other half of the two old ladies who bet, up 35.81. Nick Lagarettos is up over 21 units. Tim Irwin is up 16 1/3 units. Gene got picks up 16 1/4 units. So far, since the start of the year, first 11 days, it's Mindy Hahn up 24 units. Nick Lagarettos up nearly 18 units. Probably Samba Murdy up 11.5 units. Tiffany Mance is up almost 9 2/3 units right now. Joseph Schultz is up over 700 units. Tony's Picks VIP up 5.5 units. Gene got picks up 5 units. I'm up there on the handicapper leaderboards, up over 4.5 units so far this year. OG Cappers VIP up 447. Ron Crawford's up 429. Tim Irwin, Ruben Marlboro, come to Marlboro country. Latifah Collins, Mark Butterscotch Eubanks, EPA Sports Hoops, Jerry Lewis, Chauncey Giles, Ben Ruhala, Ron Hahn. They all are showing in the green so far in 2024. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com, click on the Premium Picks tab, and there you'll find the Premium Picks from our team of handicappers for Friday. 3-packs, 5-packs, 7-packs from the cappers, and our best bets as well are coming. Gene got picks as his best bet for today in the NBA. Click on the All Cappers tab. That's where you'll find all the handicappers. Click on the handicapper of your choice, and that's how you get signed up. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off all premium pick packages, including mine. Why not check out my 3-day package here this weekend? Get Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I'll have Monday's play up there as well. By the time your package ends, you'll have all my plays for NFL action and a bunch more sports for just $99. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. That'll get you down to $79, and I would imagine that in the next 4 days, for just the $79, I imagine I'll have close to 35 plays here this weekend. So please consider that as a not only get my plays, but support me here on the channel. Keeps me coming back every day. You guys keep me coming back every day here, including want to say hello to Replay Retail. 1-11 teamer, it looks like yesterday. Hey, joining me from my personal Facebook page. All right, thank you, Replay Retail. Nice to have you. Gino Lane here today. Ninja said was here. He's got his pick, though, ready for us here in college basketball. And we'll start with our show going over this big NBA card. for tonight on a Friday, getting ready for the weekend. We'll have NFL previews, each day, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So don't be alarmed. But it's a big NBA card. It's a feature of the show today, I would think. Let's get rolling on it. There's a little bit of news in that first game, certainly. All right, Tom, everybody's ready for the college card already. We only got 10 games in college, right? No, we got maybe a few more than that, but let's start the show, shall we? And we'll start it off with the Sacramento Kings at the Philadelphia 76ers. And the Kings, hey, I'm showing this one. Maybe the Kings are the favorite. I do show the Bovada has moved. Bovada, South Point, might as well call it a pick 'em. Few people still have the Kings -1. A couple places have the Sixers -1. Let's just call it a pick 'em for right now. And the total has snuck up here a little bit to 242 or so today, with a little bit of reported steam. Steam also came in on the Kings today. Maybe we're seeing a little bit of take back here right now. No Joel Embiid. That's the big news here, I would think. You look at that line, that kind of spells it out there. Anyways, also no Bob Cove, Kenny Lofton Jr. Out as well. Who remembers Kenny Lofton Sr.? Kenny Lofton Jr. out today. Kevin Huerter returned his ankle yesterday for the Kings, had to leave, and he's listed as questionable for this one. As you have Philadelphia, they've won the last 5 meetings against the Kings. They've also won the last 5 meetings at home against the Kings. So pretty good matchup for them. How will they fare, though, without Embiid in the lineup today? Obviously, the line's been adjusted for it. At least that's what I'm told here. You're the old baked in the cake a lot of times, but yet uh, what is really baked in the cake, especially with players who are questionable. Now, this is different. I mean, we know Embiid is out, but we still see line moves after players are announced in or out. I mean, often we don't know exactly if they're going to be in or out. Sure, there's speculation. The line could be adjusted by, only a point and a half sometimes, because the guy's going to be in. Take, for example, LeBron James last night with the Lakers. When he was announced in, everybody knew he's kind of going to be in. So when he was announced in, it did move maybe a point and a half, but maybe more just on the announcement itself. I guess the key is to know or to anticipate, hey, let's get some plays already from the crew. Man, Sacramento's been playing pretty well. They've covered 4 of their last 4-1 straight up, 4-1 against the spread. Their last 5 games on the road here. Both teams coming in with very similar records. I guess it could be 2 contentious teams for the championship. To a certain extent. I mean, we know that the Kings have had some struggles of late. They're not as good as all those, top tier West teams, but still, when you have 23 wins at this point, both teams with 23 wins here coming in. Kings 23-14, Sixers 23-13. We got some plays here coming in with Dre's. Got the Kings money line. Thomas Bird says, yeah, they're fast paced. That's why you see this total so high here. Looks like about 3/4 of the public tickets rolling in here on the over. 2/3 of the tickets so far, early action, look like on the visiting Kings. 1 on the Kings on the money line. Fernando likes the under here in this one. Ray Otachi says, give me the 76ers. Thomas says, the total is high, so maybe we should take the Sixers. Do you equate the two there, my friend? A high-scoring game would help the Sixers in this scenario? And Fernando says when with no Embiid, it's more of a problem. Percent better says you can still stick with Philly here in the under. Thomas says don't you can trust the Philly bench too. And Russell says the books are begging me to take Sacramento here in this tricky game. Well, I don't think they're gonna fool me. Now the sharps might be fooled to a certain extent. They've been the one that are basically, it feels like to me, on the Sacramento Kings. Like I said, the widely reported steam did come in on the Kings, but the moves have been pretty balanced. I say so far, according to my determination. All right. Thomas has settled on it. He'll take the Sacramento Kings. Fernando says it will go overtime, maybe. He might bet it. Gino likes the Sixers. Nathan, congratulations on your successful night. Justin's on the Sixers here. And I will take the Philadelphia 76ers without Joel Embiid here in this one. The Kings are on a bit of a road trip here at this point, and they just played Charlotte a couple nights ago. Like I said, they've won and covered 4 of their last 5 on the road, including wins and covers in 3 of their last 4 games. They also beat Orlando, but did not cover, but still beat Toronto and got the money at home by half a point. Lost to New Orleans at home in that blowout loss, came back and smacked bad teams, Detroit and Charlotte. But for the Sixers, they come in needing a win. Maybe they're in a slump here a little bit with a 3-game losing streak, losing to the Knicks, Utah, and Atlanta. Here, they lost to Atlanta on the road. So 76ers needing a win without their star. And let's see, any more? A few more picks here, it looks like. Salty on the 76ers here. Bruce Green, hello. Nice to see you today. Yeah, Christopher Williams, hello. Nice to have you, Christopher. And yeah, it looks like I'm showing no Embiid at this point. And I think we could pretty much conclude that Embiid, he's going to be ruled out of this one with that. I believe it's an ankle injury, knee injury currently for the big man. Thurman Hill, hello. Perky, hello. People are starting to arrive here. Let's give out the first play again. I'm taking the 76ers without Embiid to beat the Kings tonight. Turn down the gambling channel over here. Hope you guys weren't hearing the chatter in the background there. All right. And we'll see what other see a couple of people coming in there today, and we already talked about the big news today in the coaching ranks. We'll see what other kind of changes happen today. What other news we can get out there? Russell, we got Embiid in there with a knee injury. All right, and I'm on them though. I'm on the Sixers here to beat the Kings in this one. The series has been all Sixers, by the way. They only play twice a year, but last year Sixers won here. Last season, I should say. Sixers won here 123 to 103 is a 4.5 point win. Next up will be the Pacers and the Hawks. Well, we know what you're thinking. When the Pacers meet the Hawks, you're going to have a high-scoring game, and the total here is 252. That number's wrong that I have on screen there. That's obviously just a typo. Although I will say that for the two of the teams that we really do know as like the biggest over teams this season, this one's dropped big time. Actually, I saw this line get as high as 256.5. at 1 point at points bet yesterday, and it's all the way down here to 252 right now. Let's see if that's the current line showing right now. Mostly Atlanta 5.5, and yeah, 251.5, 252.5. So I think we could split it down the middle and just say 252 here between these two teams. Mm. Okay, here we go with a few numbers. You guys get your plays ready in this one uh, for Indiana and Atlanta. Maybe we could start with the total a little bit because of the nature of these two teams. Certainly, I mean these guys are two of the biggest producers of overs so far this season. Both teams are 24 and they're combined 46 and 26 to the over this season. Pacers are 24 and 13 to the over. The Atlanta Hawks are 22 and 13 to the over. The Hawks are 12 and 3 to the over at home this season. So even their scores are kind of running up a little bit. I will say this though, Indiana has gone under in 5 straight road games. Now they are coming off a long homestand where they were winning some pretty good games. They beat Washington. It was a push actually, but they beat Boston at home. Remember they played them twice. They actually lost to Boston, then came back and beat Boston as an underdog both times. Uh, they also beat Atlanta 150 to 116. They beat Milwaukee. So a little bit of a run here for Indiana at home as they go in on the road here against Atlanta, where they have won 3 straight against the Pacers. Or the Pacers have won 3 straight against Atlanta all this season, by the way. Pacers won here at Atlanta 157 to 152 back on November 21st. I guess that one went over. They also scored 150 points on Atlanta last week here. That was at Indiana. Pacers won 150 to 116. First meeting was only 116 to 112. Atlanta's coming off a win at home against the Sixers, 139 to 132. Before that, they had road losses at Orlando and at Indiana. 5 straight meetings between these two in Atlanta have gone over, and the total has gone over in just 12 of the last 13 meetings between these two teams. But the widely reported steam has come in here on the under. Can you do it? Can you still pull the trigger on the over? This series is a dead solid over, man, and it's an Eastern Conference series. I mean, they've already met 3 times, and like I said, they've already gone over in these. They've gone over in 4 straight. In addition to that, 12 of the last 13, 4 in a row. Now, the big news certainly is one of the best players in the league, no doubt about it. Tyrese Halliburton is out of this game. Now Trae Young is in. Let's get the comments, because there are a lot. And Thomas says Halliburton is not playing. And Thomas says these Hawks totals now are getting too inflated. He's willing to come in and take the under here. Ray says take the Pacers. Dre says take the under. Percent better on the under. Everybody's going under here, it looks like. Fernando's on the under. Hello to Billy Mack. He says no Halliburton, no over for me. Trae Young under is a prop here for Fernando. Russell says Young is questionable. I think you can upgrade him. I expect Young to be in there today in this one, Russell. Under for percent better. Man. All right. Well, geez, I better not go with the over like I was going to, because you guys are so hot on this under. I better respect Team Steam here in this one. And let's see, any more here? Oh, Clint Capella. Thomas is talking about Capella. I've got him in this one today, Clint. But Thomas says he's really just a decoy out there with that Achilles problem. He's banged up still. Thank you for that observation, that conclusion. Hey, Mr. North South Traffic, where you been? Hello. He's got the over. There you go. Someone's got the over with. Well, I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna give the over out on the show. Definitely, the widely reported steam did come in on the under. Let's give the Sharps a little bit of credit for the move, at least. Like I said, it was up as high as 256.5. These two teams always go over. Halliburton's the key, I know, but look, Halliburton, now he is he can be a dynamic scorer. Uh, I think at this point, given the nature of his style of play, man, you're talking one of the best assist men in the game. You know what I'm saying? Uh, let's see. Are there a few other notes here? Yeah, both teams are kind of have a few more. And Nesmith is listed as a game time decision. So is Jalen Smith. Is that right? All right. Of course, I guess I still should talk a little bit about Atlanta and their poor spread record, certainly, because I'm probably still going to take the Pacers here without Halliburton getting the points. I think they can hang in here in this matchup. Why not? Atlanta still 3-12 against the spread at home. Nathan's going to give a lean here. And the Pacers are 7-2-1 against the spread in their last 10. You definitely got to take into consideration, uh, one of the best players being out with Halliburton. But, you'll have Nemhard at the point. You'll have Bruce Brown in there, certainly at this point. So, and Halliburton, just a dynamic player with these assists, man. I mean, really, really strong. I mean, to be able to put down 20 assists in an NBA game and do it, I don't know, it could be regularly here the way it's going. But all right. Oh, great, Thomas. Thank you, man. Thomas is really, Thomas has been around the block, but he really has upped his game here uh, since we've been around, since we've been part of the team. Pacers money line lock for north south traffic. So, all right, we'll see somebody's on the over with me. I just think you're getting a. I mean, look, I can't give you a lot of stats. Well, other than the fact that Indiana has been, like I said, they are on an under streak, no doubt about it, and they are missing Halliburton. Now, Halliburton was not out for all of those games, but they have put together several on the road. Like I said, 5 straight unders on the road, but they are playing a team here that kind of caters right to their style. I mean, how could it not? Even without Halliburton, you guys. I mean, these guys are basically 2/3 of the games go over. And when they play each other 12 of the last 13 times, it's gone over. Okay, I'll just take the Pacers here plus points, and maybe I still likely over, I think. But okay, let's continue on with the Rockets and the Pistons here. Look, this was supposed to be a matchup of two, young, improving teams. It turns out the Rockets are more than just a young and improving team. They're a good team in the Western Conference. And Detroit. Hey, breaking news! Breaking news! Not a huge bombshell or anything, but just as we happen to start talking about the Rockets and the Pistons game, you probably hear the alerts in the background going off on the old line service over here. I like it. And well, it was the Rockets and the Pistons. Got to be forthright, blunt, and open here with our service. It's what we pay for. And the total right now is moving over on the Detroit to Houston game. They hit it at 226, and now or it's 227 and a half. Here it's going up as we speak between the Rockets and the Pistons. Now, came on this segment wanting maybe to talk about the under here, but maybe we could just take a look at the side. I actually want to give the Pistons a chance here to hang in there. What do you guys have in this one? Could I be on the big dog here against these Rockets? Nobody's going to want to take the Pistons, are they? Maybe we could get your comments on this one, but we'll talk a little bit about it. Houston's won 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two non-conference foes. The total's also gone over in 4 of the last 5 meetings. Detroit has gone over in 7 of their last 10 meetings, and Houston has gone over in 4 of their last 5 games on the road. Detroit's been pretty bad against the spread, often in an underdog role. They are 5-12-1 against the spread at home. They're 14-23 against the spread overall, so not real good for the Pistons. Now, the Rockets are 20-14 against the spread with a couple of pushes, but 6-8-1 against the spread on the road. However, Houston 8-2-1 as a favorite. That's pretty impressive. Get a few comments in here on this one. Yeah, Detroit. I don't know. Look, I think getting over. Yeah, they looked pretty bad after that win, but I think that was a huge sigh of relief type of thing. I would think the Pistons may start to get a win or two here and there, type of thing where we won't notice it as much. We won't be. I hope they don't go on another 20-game losing streak or anything like that. Here, Bogdanovich, I'm going to list him as probable in this one now, Russell, with that calf problem. So I think we can upgrade him here. Isaiah Stewart's also been upgraded to probable. Cade Cunningham's still going to be out here. Houston's having a little bit of difficulty here with Brooks continuing to be out right now, and Eason is out here with a leg problem. And Billy says, yeah, you know what? That is a lot of points for anybody, and they'll just pass. Yeah, well, Thomas, you're right. I mean, that's the tough thing about getting on a team here that's probably about 40%. And Thomas says Bogdo will be limited probably when he gets in there. Did R. Thomas with Detroit? Thomas Bird wants the points. North to South says Houston wins. Detroit gets the money. Nathan's got the Rockets. Dre maybe leaning here towards the Pistons. And Fernando's going to go over. One more was Nicholas Handy, and he says, hey, wow, I got Nicholas Handy's hand gesture emoji there. Maybe because he put some text in there, or maybe it's fixed by the program. Because remember, I could never see Nicholas Handy. It'd always say like hand waving, colon hand wave, Cool. Hey, Nicholas, do a few more emojis. Don't go crazy, but let me see. You know what I'm talking about, right? Because you do the emojis, and sometimes I put it on screen, and it would just say hand waving. But there we go. But I was wondering if because you put some text, maybe it worked. So, all right. Kirk Gray has a pick in college ball. Russell says, what information can you get from public betting percentages? That's a good question. I would imagine you would make a determination of I don't want to be a Wow, Nicholas, I think we're gonna get it now. I think we can do all of our emojis. I'm so excited. Hey, Victor Barlow, hello. There's Bogdo over, so a little bit of conflict there from our chat. And Timmy Chushu, I can see his. Oh boy, if I can get the emojis, this is gonna change my life. All right, I'm gonna. Oh, I know what I want, and I think I'm gonna still do it here. I'm gonna take the Detroit Pistons to cover the spread at least against the Rockets. Come on, Detroit. All right, Miami is gonna host the Orlando Magic in NBA action tonight in Florida. In this one, you've got uh, Miami has won the last 5 meetings at home against the Orlando Magic. The Magic have covered 6 of their last 7 games on the road right now, but still, this is going to be a good game tonight. I mean, two good teams playing some pretty good defense as well. But as I said, not only has Orlando gone over in 4 of their last 5 games on the road, but the Heat have gone over in 6 of their last 7 games at home. And these are two teams maybe known right now. I would say Orlando's kind of known for being a pretty good defensive team. Um, Now, Miami has gone over in 11 of their 17 home games as well. So they're having some higher scores, certainly. These two teams have met once this season. It was back in December, and Miami had a 115 to 106 victory on the road in that one. Orlando is 12-7 against the spread on the road, 25-12 against the spread overall. Miami's been dreadful against the spread at home with a 6-11 spread record. Often as a favorite, they are 9-10 as a favorite against the spread, but like I said, a 6-11 record at home, and often laying it certainly here a little bit. Get comments from you folks in this one. Orlando coming off a blowout loss at home to Minnesota. They had won 2 straight before that at Denver and at home against Atlanta. Meanwhile, for Miami, they've been alternating wins and losses of late. They're coming off a home loss to Oklahoma City. Before that, they did beat up on Houston at home. Let's get your comments. Dre's on Orlando. Heat first half for Ray. Fernando's got a prop as well. Thomas on the Magic to win, I believe. Our Thompson's on the Heat over. Ray's got the Ben Caro point prop to go over. Thomas Bird here. Yes, over, and Miami first half percent better. Miami and over, the percent better, and oh man, could I really be on this favorite here tonight? Victor Barlow's got the Bancaro prop as well. Or he says he's given his numbers here anyway. You can compare them to your line. But man, can I be on the Heat here? The only thing that really has me interested maybe in the Heat laying the point is this not a huge line, but Tyler Hero, we already saw you guys talking about it. He's questionable. Jimmy Buckets is doubtful for the game. Caleb Martin, he's questionable. Kyle Lowry is doubtful. So there is some issues here for Miami. For Orlando, they have several players out as well. They are affected in this game big time. still, they've been fighting through this. Now, Joe Ingles is upgraded to probable in this one. Cole Anthony should be in there. Schofield should be in there as well, but we still have these players out, including Jonathan Isaac. He's out. Gary Harris, he's out. Franz Wagner is still out. And Wendell Carter Jr. is now listed as questionable. So there are issues for Orlando coming in that also cannot be ignored. Yeah, so that's just it. So, I guess I'm probably going to end up, I'll take the Heat. I'll take the Heat and take the Heat. Does that make any sense? Heat to finally get a cover. I think we're laying enough, a small enough number here. A little bit of issues here for Orlando as well. Can't be ignored. It's like the old cluster injuries a little bit, right? But I'm a little bit torn on the total here. I mean, tell you, last night I was maybe leaning over, but and now as we get, here to game day, these injuries, maybe I could be ending up on the under. Maybe it's wishy-washy, but that's how these things work. And look at the total down there to 220. I'm sure it's a little bit. Let's see. No, 221 still for the most part, and Miami's a 3-point favorite. All right, let's move on. And take a look at the Clippers and the Grizzlies. In this one, you got the Clippers on the road. A pretty big favorite here at this point. We're back to kind of, downgrading the Grizzlies to a certain extent. I'm not all up in arms about the Grizzlies' chances moving forward. I mean, here's the thing. When you have a finality about something, you can move on a little bit. Hey, here's one where, the line's going to be certainly adjusted for Morant by now, out for the season with that shoulder injury and shoulder surgery. So I would think Memphis is probably going to be, maybe live to get the money here in this one. We'll see what you guys think. We'll cover a few notes, but certainly the significance of Morant's injury, I think, could still be the topic here. They have other injuries right now on Memphis coming in. Aldama, he is out for this one. Marcus Smart, we saw him, that finger got all messed up. He's going to be out for this one as well. Jaren Jackson is probable here. Get your comments. But the Clippers, they're healthy. I think they are healthy, barring anybody sitting out. Here's Dre on the Clippers. Thomas is on the Clippers first half. Ray is on the Clippers. Thomas says Clippers by double digits. Some in disagreement with the chat. I will take the Memphis Grizzlies here to cover the spread today against the Los Angeles Clippers. Like I said, I don't mind a little bit here getting these points. And, baked into the cake a little bit. I'm going to go with Memphis has won 4 of their last 5 games. I mean, they're in a little bit of a good run here. Actually, Clippers have won 7 of 8. They continue to make noise, or maybe now they're just kind of quietly continuing to win at this point. The Clippers are coming off of a couple of wins in a row. They beat Phoenix at home. They beat Toronto at home. They didn't cover in that Toronto game, but Clippers on a pretty good run. Memphis has gone under in 5 straight at home. Not only did they win 3 in a row, but they've covered 3 in a row as well. Clippers, mentioned the streak, 7 of the last 8 games they've won. They've also won 8 of their last 11 on the road. And a few more comments maybe here. Let's see. Our Tom's Clippers. Russell's with me. Thomas says, come on, Ramon, the Clippers. Hey, Thomas, that's my team to a certain extent. It's funny because I kind of like the Clippers when it's never going to be now. I mean, they're always going to have high-priced talent with the ownership that they have. They're never going to take a season off. That man is going to, I would think win a title before his days are through here for one of the richest owners in sports. All right. Stephen Downey, Clippers 12-1 to win it all. How about that? And he says, take the Eagles money line and the Rams money line this weekend and then tie it into the Clippers to win it all and to be sitting on that three-teamer. All right, I think Fernando's got a cover here. I'm taking the Grizz today in this one, and I will say this: I don't know if I did I give it away. Look, Memphis is a big time under 4-12 at home to the under. Clippers 10-19 to the under. Although a lot of those unders at home they're a big time under. On the road they're just 8-9 over under. Pretty much split are the Clippers in that. So teams are a combined 30-43 to the under, but is it really going to go under today? That's about the only clue I'll give to what I'm doing. All right. Give me the Grizzlies, though, on the show here as my pick. And we'll talk next with the Trailblazers and the Timberwolves in this one with a divisional matchup here with Portland coming in. Minnesota's covered 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams, and Minnesota in a real good run here at home. Look, they're a massive favorite. We know that. The Blazers just got smacked around last night. We laid the points yesterday here on the show in one of the biggest blowouts in NBA history. I'm proud to say we were on the favorite in that one. And for Minnesota, for Portland, they've gone under in 4 of their last 6 road games. 4 of the last 5 meetings here in Minnesota have gone under between these two teams. Portland is just 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games. Yeah, we'll get looks like nothing here really for you guys on maybe in this one. Two teams have already, they haven't met so far this season, these division rivals. MS Traffic says here, blow out. Oh, man, that's too bad. That sucks for Portland. They just got blown out yesterday by 62 points. Or no, it wasn't that. What was the 62? Was that the, did I get it right? What was the 62 point blowout, you guys? Yeah, Thunder and the Blazers, right? I mean, it was like, I was had it on a little bit. It got kind of the story was the lopsided score at one point. I think they had their score doubled. It was like 81-42 or something close like that. Anyway, Fernando says over in this game. Our Tops Wolves and under. I feel so bad for the Blazers, man. Can this young team? Man, there's gonna be a little bit of pride, or I don't know. I'm probably taking Portland, you guys. I'm going to take 16 points. Figure the Wolves walk through here. The widely reported steam did come in on the Portland Trailblazers. So there's some people out there betting some big money on Portland. And, these sharps, they just bet numbers anyways. They don't even watch the games, so they don't know how bad things are with Portland. But I'll take them today here anyways. Plus, look, it's 15.5 now. So, yeah. Right, Thomas. Could be just a little bit of rest here a little bit. Hey, Daryl Turner. Hello, my friend. Always great to see you. And yeah, maybe could Portland just take? Here's the thing: they kind of cover in their games, but cover in their games they win. Trey says they will win by more than 20. Rudy Gobert is questionable with a hip injury. Wouldn't be a bad spot if you needed to rest somebody. Jalen Clark is definitely out for this one. Portland has some injuries, including Sharp, questionable. Jabari Walker, questionable. DeAndre Ayton, questionable. So, Percent Better says Rudy will be in there, and Portland has no answer for Rudy Gobert. Yeah, probably not without DeAndre Ayton in the lineup. All right. Kenny Jackson says another blowout. MS Traffic says another blowout. And Terrell says they can bounce back here. That's what I'm going to do. Just again, right? Minnesota, they should be able to go through the motions a little bit. It's pro sports, man. I mean, you just don't walk out. You don't just roll out the ball, roll out the balls. Right? That's the thing. You got a player injured, a guy like Gobert, and everybody. Here's Portland for Ray, and I'm not saying it on you guys on Minnesota here. No big deal. You take Minnesota, I'll take Portland. That's no problem. But uh, this isn't uh, aimed at you guys today, but just in general, right? All those naysayers a little bit with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Can these big men coexist? It looks like a bad chemistry situation. Rudy Gobert gets all that BS from, it's almost like even the talking heads, and I'm doing it here right now. I'm almost sickening to a certain extent. And with Rudy Gobert, you always hear the the YouTube talking heads. They want to go to the easiest talking point. So it's, oh, Rudy, and oh, he touched the microphone. Everybody got COVID, man. Everybody. It didn't matter what Rudy did. It was a bad look. Uh, you know. All right, Daryl. Hello. Talking about the NFL playoffs. And we don't want to get too off topic here, my friend, but we're gonna, do those games each day, of course. The 2 games tomorrow. Um, I will say this, right? I'll say this just to clear it up for Daryl here. I know we're on the basketball part of the show. Maybe he's going to be busy this weekend, and I'm not going to give him out here. I want to tease it a little bit. Some of these are premiums at this point, and maybe they're just leans. Maybe I haven't even finalized it. But out of the 6 games right now, I have listed uh, the leans or the way I'm headed. Now, this is NFL, man, and 2 points and this is the playoffs. It could swing the other way. I have 5 unders and 1 over, it looks like, for me on those games right now. But I am interested maybe in switching a little bit. I've already played some of them in pocket here a little bit, so there could be some middling personally, but I'm going to be on some premiums in NFL playoff totals for sure. Anybody who gets my subscriptions knows that I'm probably 60% totals over sides. In the NFL, probably even a little bit more. All right. Anyways, I'm on the Trailblazers. Come on, Blazers. All right, the Warriors are going to take on the Bulls in this one. The Warriors on the road are a dog to the Bulls here. Been a pretty good run here for the Bulls of late. Everyone wanted to kick them to the curb at the beginning of the season, but me, I was still sticking with them a little bit. Maybe I've been rewarded. They're not yet 500, but neither are the Warriors. These 2 teams have similar records. Golden State 17-20, Chicago 18-21. The last 12 meetings between these 2 teams have been won by the Golden State Warriors. That's no surprise. Golden State has gone over in 5 of their last 6 games, but Chicago's gone under in 8 of their last 10, including 6 of their last 7 games at home. The Warriors are interesting as an underdog, 9-5 against the spread as an underdog this season for Golden State. Chicago is 12-10 against the spread at home. They're also 13-9 straight up, while the Warriors are 6-9 uh, against the spread on the road. I'm sorry, uh, uh, 9-6 against the spread on the road for the Warriors. It's the spot that really, it's hard to say, but they've been decent as a road dog. Doesn't happens far more frequently than it used to, obviously. Here is Billy Mack says Golden State bounce back in this one. These two teams have not met yet this season. Last year's meeting here was a 132-118 victory. It snapped that 11-game winning streak that the Warriors had over the Bulls, as the Bulls got the win here almost a year to the day. So you can see those. When I talk about some of these series, right? And, well, East, West, it really doesn't matter as much. Well, the Warriors, we know they've kind of been not the same Warriors. Maybe they finally lose to the Bulls, and here you have kind of the same travel situation, right? When you're talking about year to the date type of thing, yeah, you're probably staying in the same places or whatever, but the schedule starts to look like last year's schedule. And Thomas says, check the injury report, and he's concerned about Kevon Looney. Look, there is an injury report to deal with here, certainly, but I don't know if Looney was on my report. Let me see what his status is here. I don't think I have him on the current injury report in this one. Yeah, I have Looney ready to go here. Of course, he was, moved into the starting lineup of late. Let's see. He had 19 minutes last game, 17 minutes the game before. So maybe he's getting the start here now. Well, he is, but boy, that Warriors lineup in the front court, certainly. Looney up against Booch. Booch will have a big night, I'm sure, in that one. Let's any more comments here? Justin is on the Oops. Justin is on the Warriors. Thomas is on the Bulls. Fernando's on the Bulls. Curtis is here today, and he's on the Bulls. And I would be shocked if Curry could find a way to get 50 in this one. Does feel like, Curry is not having the big games. Obviously, the Warriors are down, a little bit down here. We'll see what's up with Dre. When do we get Dre back here? We don't know yet. Okay. Man. Okay. It's funny because, like, this, wasn't like an injury thing. Why would it take so long if he's been cleared here at this point? Maybe the team has something to do with it here. All right. Let's see here. Here's Kobe for NS. Joseph, I think it's snowing in the arena probably here today. Thomas maybe on the over. Ray, Bulls first half. Ramon, what is Ramon doing? Let's go. We got to keep this show going here. And I might be stunning here with this one. Let's see if I can make the switch. No. Going to be on the Golden State Warriors in this one. I'm taking the Warriors on the road here. To widely reported steam was Bulls and under. I'm going to take the Warriors plus the points in this one. And maybe I'm saving the total actually here. It did open. Was as high as 230. Now, hey, it is 228 and a half at some places. So it's obviously gone back up a little bit here of late. I'll put it at 220. I'm going to put it 228 and a half. I'll put it 228. That should give an indication maybe which way I'm leaning. Give me the Warriors. Yeah. Consecutive losses for the Warriors right now, and the Bulls are on a 3-game winning streak, but I'm going to take these points. All right, well, the Hornets and the Spurs here in this one. This one, hey, I know this. I've been to a lot of sporting events in my day in different places around the country. Not a jet setting guy. I'm not, Mr. Goldstein or anything, but I saw the Spurs play the Hornets one time in Charlotte many years ago. Remember that game pretty vividly. But it was long ago that we were back when I think David Robinson was in that game, but nonetheless, Charlotte here at San Antonio, and San Antonio is a favorite in this one. Wow, hello. I did see some steam just come in on the under in this game, but we'll see where it stands because the widely reported steam in this game came in um, on the under here. This is a time change, by the way. If you going down the schedule and think we've gone out of order, this game will now be played at 8:10 Eastern, 5:10 Pacific time. So just a little time change in this one to note. There actually is 2 time changes. It was almost like a swap. I think of maybe some TV action here I didn't notice, but not with this game. This game's a regional now, so not sure. But New Orleans and Denver, that one's a TV game, moved to 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. So Hornets and Spurs here in this one. You've got for San Antonio, they've covered the spread in 4 of their last 5 games, but Charlotte's covered the spread the last 5 meetings between these 2 teams. These teams have not met so far this season. San Antonio's gone under in 4 of their last 5 games, but they've been a big time over at home so far. So a little bit of a dichotomy there. 3, 5, and 10 to the under in their last 10, but 13 and 4 to the over at home, 21 and 13 to the over overall this season. So Spurs with some over tendencies here. Let's get your comments on this game. Not the best game on the card. Don't need to spend too much time on it. Thomas Lewis, Spurs, first half. Gino says, can the Hornets get the upset, right? And how about, right? Great comment here by Timmy. We just saw, here's an under by Fernando. We just saw Wembanyama. What was it? What was the stat? Timmy, maybe you can help me actually. I wasn't in my notes, but I mean, uh, he got a triple double in 21 minutes or something like that. Something to that effect. Great job, Wembanyama. Come on, guys. He's the real deal. The criticism for Pop mishandling him so far, that maybe the Spurs would be a better team if he took the gloves off him a little bit. I don't know. That does seem a little bit. You probably tend to trust Popovich and staff here, what they're doing. Hey, they're favored in this one. Like I said, that move did just come in here on the under a little bit. The steam has been mostly under here in this one. It's been driven down from a high of his 243 and a half here all the way down now to 238 8.5? No, oh my gosh. We better check into the injury report here because this thing's 235. This has been a huge drop here in this one. And it's mostly 2.5, but there are some threes out there as well. But man, this one's dropped as many. I mean, there's no doubt this one was 243.5 at points bet yesterday. It's down 8.5 points. What could that be, based on here? Now, we do have some exciting news in this game that should change the complexion, I think, of this game. LaMelo Ball, he's been upgraded to questionable for this game. If he could make this game, look, there is some, thought process, and Melo kind of controls the game real good, we know, but that he does slow it down a little bit. I don't know if he does. It seems like when he was in there, the scores were still kind of high for Charlotte. Other injuries include, PJ Martin's doubtful. Mark Williams has been out. Spurs have injuries still with Collins out a little bit here. But if they could get LaMelo back, I mean, that's encouraging just to have him upgraded here to questionable. I mean, that ankle injury's kept him sidelined for so long that for him to appear on the injured list like that, he's got to be getting close in this one. I believe they're even going to call it a game time decision here today. He's reached the final stages of his rehabilitation. He had a full practice on Sunday. So this was the chance. This was what they were aiming for the chance to suit up. Ball, 24 points, 8 assists, of course. So, all right. I think that's pretty promising news for the Hornets. And I guess that's probably where I'll go. I'll take Charlotte today in this one against the Spurs, getting a few points here. See what you guys got, if anything. Fernando's on the Spurs. I think he's on the under here as well. And yeah, I agree. Justin says he does not think. We don't know though, Justin, and we'll have to wait on that one a little bit. But I'm gonna get out there and play the Hornets here right now. If he is in, this line will probably move, I would think, to close to a pick 'em here in this one. We'll see. All right, give me the Hornets today. All right, next up, the Raptors and the Jazz. Yeah, it's a sneaky good game here with the Raptors and the Jazz. I think the Raptors starting to play a little bit better here of late. Might not be reflected necessarily in their win-law. I mean, they are coming off a loss to the Clippers, but they got the money. They were lost to the Lakers on the road, but they got the money, and they were on a long road trip where they were covering some spreads, and they're still on a long road trip, by the way. Maybe the days are starting to add up a little bit, but they've covered 3 straight right now for Toronto coming into this one. I'd imagine this is a pretty okay matchup, actually, against Utah, despite the fact that Utah's looked so good, having won 5 straight games at home. Toronto's gone over in 7 of their last 8 games, 8 of their last 10 overall, 13-7 to the over on the road. And 5 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over. They have met already once this season. It was a road win for Utah, 126-119 on the road back on December 23rd. Utah has won and covered 3 straight games overall. win at home against Denver by 13 points as a 6.5 point dog. They also won at Milwaukee and they won at Philadelphia. We've been pretty strong. We've been hot with the Utah Jazz. Certainly here of late, but I'm going to go over. The Steam came in on Toronto. Steam also came in on the over. I do like the over quite a bit here. Uh, Probably should on a short card like today. I'm just not sure on Toronto yet. I kind of want to go with Toronto, but uh, Jazz have been hot. We're making so much money with them. I'm going to take the over here. This is probably a premium for me, and I'll just use the total here on the show because I'm not sold on the side just yet. Might not even make the premium. Probably won't make the premium. Let me just go over with the Raptors and the Jazz and get your plays here in this one. With all right, Justin on the Raptors here. Thomas says, "What are we going to do with the Jazz?" Rays on the Raptors. Gino's got the Jazz, so does percent better. He's also got the over. Thomas Bird wants the over here. So do I. Dre says, "Give me the Jazz." And here is the man himself. Want to say hello and welcome to Butterscotch. There he is. A great job, sir, so far as a member of the team. Really appreciate you. Hope we get together and talk about some games sometime. But nonetheless, appreciate you here being part of the team, Mark. Doing a great job so far. Mark Eubanks, everybody, part of the team now here at Tony's Picks. Appreciate you very much, sir. Thank you for joining the team. All right. And we'll get moving here. I'll take the over with the Raptors and the Jazz tonight. There's no doubt I'm not getting the best price in this one, you guys. Let me just at least update it so I don't look like I'm the guy just cherry picking lines. I'll even call it 240.5 here. This one's going a little bit through the roof. That's as many as let's see here what the I think I saw 235 as the low number. So I'm already paying a maximum price here at this point. Right, one more in the NBA, and it is that featured matchup between the Pelicans and the Nuggets. The ESPN Friday night matchup here with Denver. New Orleans has won 5 straight games on the road, covering all 5 of those road games right now. New Orleans, one of the hotter teams going a little bit here, at least as far as these road games. Denver is 16-4 straight up at home in the last 20 games. Denver has also won 9 of their last 12 games. Denver 10-8-1 against the spread at home. New Orleans 22-15 against the spread overall, and 10-7 against the spread on the road. So, real competitive group. But here with New Orleans, let's take a look at this line. There's obviously some news here to report if the line is going to be 8. So it's going to be concerning Zion Williamson, of course. He is questionable, but so is Brandon Ingram. That's 44 points right there, questionable tonight here for New Orleans. Probably don't like the spot for him, anyways, even with those stars, if they are announced I would imagine this line will go back down to maybe that original number, maybe 5.5 or so. But you have other injuries as well. Questionable players, Trey Murphy, McCollum, also questionable. Denver, pretty clear on the injury report with a couple of reserves out of this game. Get your comments here ready for this one with New Orleans and Denver in the last game of the night. And all right, here is Dre on the Pelicans on this one. says not afraid to take him here with the points. Thomas Lewis says give me the Nuggets. Dre, percent better. Looks like he's taking him with Dre. R. Tomps on the Pelicans. Fernando on the Pelicans. Gino on the Pelicans. Justin says go over in this one. All right. I'm on the Denver Nuggets here to get a win and cover against New Orleans. Remember, Denver hasn't had a terrible problem covering numbers, bigger numbers here. Peter Mack, hello. Nuggets team total over. And Ray with the Nuggets as well. Okay, great. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for the hoop. Denver, remember, 15 and 23 to the under so far this season, 8 and 11 to the under at home. I'll take Denver in this one, and maybe a little bit, maybe wait a little bit on the total here. I'll figure it out. Percent better. Denver wins, but Pelicans will get the money. Do want to see that Pelican injury report for sure, but I'm still going to take Denver. I like them on the spot. I'll lay 8 or whatever it is right now, and then when it goes down, if those guys are in and I have to lay 8, I'll still lay 8. Be realistic. Obviously, I'm kind of anticipating what might go on with the injuries there, and of course, if the Nuggets are less, we can lay less. But all right. And Dom, my friend Dom is here today, getting them chicken nuggies. Let's talk about it again with those nuggies. All right. Fernando says, if you like him, take him on the money line. That's a high price, Fernando. You know that at minus 350 or so right now. But I'm a chicken tenders kind of guy, Dom. And Dom, I'll tell you what. I got a complaint, Dominic, right now, real quick, as we end our NBA coverage here. Go to some college basketball, but I know you're sticking around here for a minute to say hi. And now that I'm talking, I got to say this. All right, Dom. We had, Dom, Epic Wings. They are, that's like getting the buffalo wings that we used to have at our restaurant together. Dominic and I, my head bartender here, basically, for the better part of a dozen, 13, whatever year we were together for all those years. And so it's great to go to Epic Wings and have the same exact chicken tenders that we had for all those years, the buffalo tenders, right? Here in Las Vegas, I have not found. Epic Wings said they were coming to Las Vegas. They never did. The pandemic got in the way. I cannot find a wing here. Anybody in Las Vegas, help me out. And if you know Epic Wings in San Diego, I cannot find a product, and it's a pretty basic product because it's Frank's Red Hot sauce with extra butter in it, pretty much as the formula for the buffalo. But no one slathers the chicken in the buffalo sauce. And I guess you could order more, but they don't understand instructions. There is nothing like that Epic Wings or the wings that we had at our sports city here in Las Vegas. And I'm getting bummed. I've even asked some folks here, is there anything like this product? Been to a couple places. All right. Yeah, it's a place in Southern California, in San Diego, that I used to go to for the best wings. They had a little mini chain down there, like 5 or 6 stores. It's a great buffalo wing with great buffalo sauce. Maybe Joe can, you know what? I've got to get in touch with Joe. Maybe he can tell me the closest thing to that buffalo, because it's not hard. Okay, there's a place in El Cajon, Dom, right by the old Cuckoo Club. You've been there a few times. They made a terrific buffalo wing that was just like Epic Wings, even though it was like, a Mexican taco shop, actually, but they still made great wings just like it. It was called Wings Mix. All right, that's it for the. Let's get to college, because I've got some breaking news right now on our college card right at the top. Well, it's going to come a little later, but there is some steam coming in right now. We got to get to this. Talk about our college card. I don't even know if Joe knows I'm here. All right. Thanks, Dom. Great to see you today. Let's go with college basketball today. We'll start right out with the Big Ten, with Minnesota going up against Indiana. There's some Big Ten action here on Friday night for sure. And we'll take a look at this one with the Hoosiers at home, favored against the Gophers, minus 3.5. And the total here is 147. Let's move this game higher since I've been on the air. Hey, and I got up. It was a short card, man. I got up at 4 in the morning today. I slept in. And when I typed these in, it was 3.5, and now it's 4.5. So you have Indiana here favored in this one. Total pretty consistent here. Now, oh no, this total has dropped as well. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I guess I know where I'm headed. Jeez, 144 at some places at this point. We could call it 144.5, I guess. I don't see a true 144. I see 144 juiced pretty heavily to the over, so I would say it's going to be 144.5. Yeah, Dom, but I want it in Vegas. I want it in Vegas. All right. Continuing on, though, here, Minnesota and Indiana. Tonight, and let me update my sheet too. So I'll probably just have to go to the total here right now. And again, we missed out on some great prices here. Indiana's won the last 5 meetings between these two teams. Total has gone over in 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two, and the total's gone over in 6 of the last 8 meetings in Bloomington. But obviously, a little bit of move here on Indiana and the under today, this morning. No doubt. Indiana, Newton, the guard, is questionable here for Indiana. Minnesota, pretty much clean bill of health in this one tonight that goes off at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. This one is on Fox Sports 1, and Peter Mack is here today, and he says, take Indiana in this one. And I would think, no disrespect to Peter, I love when he comes in here, brings his takes. This is going to be a pretty popular play among the talking heads today. And I'm not sure I want to be on Indiana in this one. Maybe it's going to be based more on the personnel. I don't know if the trends necessarily reveal, other than the fact that Minnesota is red hot, obviously, right now with their 12-3 record. They're on a winning streak. Not only the 12-3, we talked about this last time, but not only is Minnesota 12-3, but they're 14-1 against the spread. You don't see many good teams with even better spread records. That means they've actually gone 4-1 as an underdog, I believe, this season, in addition to 10-0 as a favorite. So they're an underdog here. They've been covering anything and everything right now. And Indiana hasn't been a very good cover necessarily. They're 7-9 against the spread overall. So maybe not much from you guys here, but I gotta like the matchups here for some of these Minnesota guys in the front court. Guys like Hawkins, I would think here, and Garcia. Now look, the Indiana front line guys are going to have pretty good success, I would think, here too. But like I said, that total continues to go lower. That's the way I was headed. Okay, I will too then, Kirk. Hey, if you're going to come in here and say, I'm waiting till this hits 5, and a lot of folks are in Indiana, I know you've been with me before, Kirk, and made some great comments before, and Justin said it too. Okay, I'm waiting. I will take the under in this one, and that's the way I was heading yesterday. And of course, we're not getting the best price anymore at 144.5. So go ahead and give me the under. But I think you guys know where I'm headed with this one. Kirk says, those guards. Well, I can agree. I think that Galloway may be playing above what we were expecting. I would think right now. Um, he had 33 minutes last game, just 4 of 13 shooting though, 2 of 8 against OSU. Um, Decent game against Nebraska. Yeah, I mean he's not a lot of. He does more things, obviously, and he's not even the. Yeah, man, he had in the non-league games, he was having some pretty good games. And against KU, had a real big game, Galloway. Anyways, but I agree with that. All right, Kirk, sprinkle the money line, the Gophers. Yeah, we probably can get down with some of that. Indiana's 5-1 at home. They're pretty good too. I don't want to slight them. They're 11-5 coming in, but 7-9 against the spread so far. All right, give me the under. Next up, Dayton and Duquesne. We saw someone in Duquesne in the chat earlier here and laying what, a point and a half total, 138 and a half. And in this one, I'm showing maybe no one. That's close enough. I think there's a few 1.5s out there, and total. I see a 139. I see a 138. I think we can roll here with Dayton and Duquesne in this one. And look, I've already seen some of the national talking heads here a little bit talking about the over in this game. And hey, look, while I do get it, I'm not sure that's the direction I'm going to go. I might. It does seem to me like the sharps are kind of under, and it's easy to look at what these two teams are doing and talk about the total here possibly going over with these two in this matchup. But let's take a look a little bit more in depth, maybe at this one. Maybe I can. I don't think they can change my opinion necessarily on it. Dayton's owned these guys. They've won 9 of the last 10 meetings between these two. But Duquesne has won 5 games in a row here on the 5 games in a row at home. They have lost 3 straight, losing at Loyola of Illinois by 6. They lost at UMass as a 1-point favorite. They lost by 19. So they also lost against Santa Clara by 8 points. It's a 1.5 point, but that was before the holiday break anyway. Duquesne is just 4-9 against the spread so far this season, 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 games. Dayton 3-1-1 against the spread on the road. Total's gone over in 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams. Duquesne's gone under in 8 of their last 10 games overall. Have anything from you guys? Kirk says, take a look here at the reverse line movement in this game. I will. Kirk, Kirk, you're speaking my language today, my man. I know I've liked your comments before, but I'm feeling you today here. Kirk asking about the steam. No, I'm seeing the reverse line movement on Duquesne, my brother. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I feel like I'm seeing here. I might even be saving this one to tell you the truth, my friend. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to be, hey, Chantel Creighton, nice to have you taking Dayton here today. Jimmy Two Shoes says he likes Dayton. Kirk says Dayton not a good road team. That's what I'm thinking. Now, Grant, they are 3-1-1 against the spread on the road. They have won a couple of road games so far, but you just think of Dayton in the past here a little bit is what I'm thinking. They've owned this series, but Billy Mack, we talked about Gerard Mayo at the beginning of the show, and we did look. Anybody can predict coaches, right? I've made my coaching predictions on this show, or a little bit, right? I mean, I could even cover them a little bit, maybe when we get done with the college basketball segment, but got one right so far. Gerard Mayo, and everybody wanted to kind of throw, but I think I was pretty clear yesterday. Go back and watch it. I think I was solid talking about Mayo. I mean, to me, the hand groomed successor, uh, certainly in that situation. Duquesne for Perky. Justin's on Duquesne. You guys are all over Duquesne. I like that. I like that. I'm glad here, but I'm going to take the under in this one as my play here on the show. So you guys probably get a feel for what's going on with me in this game. Got to have premiums out there. Give me the under. Dayton and Duquesne. Get my package today. Grab that 3-day pass, you guys. Hey, $80. I'm here every day. Get you started, and I'll look have a little winning streak going here on the uh, website right now. 22 wins, 10 losses in my last 32 picks here on Tony's Picks. Wright State and Youngstown. And the Penguins are going to be favored here at home. Oh, at least put Youngstown State. That's pretty disrespectful. Now, I can talk about them in slang and say Youngstown, but on the graphics, we've got to at least have the name, at least ST period. Hey, I skipped over that DePaul Villanova game. I know a lot of you were interested in that one. Anyways, with Wright and Youngstown here in this one, got a pretty close matchup. Youngstown favored here by 1.5. Youngstown's won 9 of their last 10 games at home right now, straight up. All this season here, Wright State just 2-5 on the road so far. These teams aren't great at covering the spread. They haven't been awful either. One thing they have been doing is going over a lot. Wright State is 12-3 to the over so far this season, including 7-0 to the over on the road for Wright State. They've also gone over in 5 straight meetings between these two teams. The last meeting came at Youngstown here on February of last year. It was 91-89. Youngstown got the win, but they did not cover in that one. That was the only time the teams, or no, they had an earlier meeting. They did meet at Wright here, a conference game, of course. They met at Wright, and Youngstown won that one 88-77, and they got the number on that day. Pretty high total. Oh, I want to mention this, and I didn't finish it, you guys, from yesterday. Got a little late. The games I didn't think were that good. The late college there a little bit, and maybe I just maybe I turned in late before the Cal Irvine Hawaii game was in there, and I didn't look at these last games. In fact, there were several overs, but as of heading into the 10 o'clock Eastern starts. So that was I think at the conclusion of the Gonzaga Santa Clara game on the college board yesterday. I had tallied up all the over-unders. I was noticing a rash of unders throughout the early part of the card. Maybe you guys have something there. I can't finish it right now, and I know that a lot of these late games did go over. Let me look real quick here and see if I can make a quick calculation. I had the unders at 36-12 through the first 48 finals yesterday. That's unders, 36 unders, 12 overs yesterday through the first 48 games on yesterday's card. Now, I know these 10 o'clock Eastern games, Bakersfield went under, Pacific went over, USF USD over, Poly and Riverside under, Beach and UCSD over, Idaho Portland under, Tarleton Baptist under, Portland St. Mary's over, Stanford Oregon State under, Arizona State Oregon State over, and Cal Irvine Hawaii under. So one, two. either one or two over. So whatever the case may be, and I'll even round it off. That's about a dozen games. Maybe it was 7-5 overs. I'll just call it 7-5 to the over, but still somewhere close to 40 unders and 20 overs roughly yesterday. Maybe it's one way or the other, but here's the thing I'm getting at. It may be an anomaly, maybe it was just a Thursday thing, we'll see, but just note this, we're also now kind of past the holiday. We're totally into conference play. Maybe these totals just haven't adjusted yet. Tomorrow's Saturday. The books will catch up. But if you're a under feeler dude like me, might be, we could be maybe give that first look to the under tomorrow if you're picking some totals, or find ways to get off unders first before you move to the over, because that's what happened yesterday. You could go look at the card and see. Maybe you felt the same way, but I was counting after about the first 25 finals. It even started a big time. I felt like it was like 19-5 of the first 24, 25 games or so yesterday. So Thomas likes the Penguins in this one. And look, I just gave out uh, a bunch of info on the under, and look, it did get hit back to the over here a little bit. I gave you a bunch of info on the over here, but I'm actually going to take the under, uh, not necessarily based on maybe a little bit on what I just said. And this total is pretty high here. I mean, it probably is expected to be a pretty high scoring game. These two teams last year, though, I mentioned those two games. Remember, 180 points in the last meeting here between these two at Youngstown. And the winning team in this series always scores more than 85, 84, 85 points of late. But that would leave someone else short of 85. Now, there have been some 90s and everything. All right, I'll take the under in this one. But I think more so just that little tidbit that I had there about the totals. Okay, Nebraska and Iowa. This is the one where it just did move right as we started the segment. There was steam that came in, widely reported steam on this game just a couple of minutes ago. A major steam move, if you will, on the game between Nebraska and Iowa as they came in on the over at 165. And why not? I've already watched some videos, some overnight. I was listening to some shows last night, that this would probably be maybe not the best spot for the Huskers. Iowa's won 9 of their last 10 games at home right now. And well, for Nebraska, they did win against Purdue. Obviously, that was the biggest win Nebraska's had basketball wise. I don't think they rushed the court. Maybe in 20 years, it feels like. And Nebraska's a pretty fun team to watch. Of course, they've got Tamanaga, great fun player to watch. If you haven't seen, it's a corny nickname, but you want to captivate attention. He loves Steph Curry. There's no doubt about it. They call him the Japanese Steph Curry. And if you haven't seen Tamanaga, he pretty much plays like Steph. It's his favorite player. He's a big star in Lincoln, dude. He's a big time star. He's an awesome player to watch. Maybe a little bit up against it, but he was awesome in that game. Nebraska beat Purdue after they lost, at Wisconsin, but to come home and beat Purdue. They've also beat Indiana here. So look, Nebraska's a pretty interesting team moving forward. They're 13-3 right now, and Iowa is just 9-6. So for Nebraska to be a little bit relevant right now in basketball, it's pretty fun, quite frankly, for the Huskers coming in. This is probably the featured matchup of the day. Huskers come in 3-2 right now in the Big Ten for the mayor here. I'd say that's pretty good position at this point. Wisconsin is atop the standings, of course, 4-0. Illinois and Northwestern and Minnesota are at 3-1. Then you have Purdue 3-2 and Nebraska 3-2, but and Indiana 3-2. But to have that big 2 losses on the Purdue side right now. Iowa comes in 1-3 currently. Hasn't been looking good so far for the Hawkeyes. Now they have won 4 of their last 5 games, but those wins were against. They beat Rutgers for their first conference win on Saturday, but lost to or beat Northern Illinois. They beat Baltimore County and they beat Florida A&M. So it hasn't been that too tough coming in. 9-6 probably should be a little better than that if you're McCaffrey. Don't get mad, Fran. Anything here for you guys? Well, thank you, Kirk. He's taking Maris today. Gino, Iowa in the under. Ninja likes the over. I think in this one, I think we might be. Little move here on the Dayton over after I just gave out the under, but nothing I could do. But there is some steam. This one being pushed back up a little bit. Dayton there. Billy says this total is a little bit too high, Ramon. And I'm going to take the under in this one with Iowa and Nebraska. I'll take the under. All right. One more I picked out here with Boise going up against Nevada. Mountain West action. Hey, you got to take a look right now at this point with Nevada 15-1. Boise's only 11-4. Nevada's been a big story this season, certainly so far in the Mountain West to compete with some of those other teams in my favorite conference. All right, here Nevada, they've won 8 straight games now. They're starting off with a 2-0 record in conference. They beat Fresno, they beat Air Force, but this is going to be one of their toughest games, certainly, of the season. They did beat Washington earlier this season, and they had an impressive win against TCU. They have the nation's 7th longest winning streak currently right now at 8 games. I've seen already some handicappers, some of these national handicappers a little bit coming out and talking about the under in this one. I think that total on screen, though, is just wrong. And I think I have a typo there, actually. It was never 146. Maybe it was 139.5 on the opener, but maybe I'm just blind. And it's 140 pretty much here. So don't be popping off in the chat, taking the under necessarily just yet. No wonder I couldn't figure out what I was going to take in this game. But I do know I saw the 140. So I'm going under. I mean, I'm just because I'm critical a lot of times of those talking heads saying they're going to be wrong. I got to think this one they're going to be right with Boise and Nevada. I think that's how Nevada has kind of been getting it done. Now, the total's gone over in 5 straight meetings between these two teams. Nevada on a roll here, certainly at home. Boise's won 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams, but Nevada 9-0 so far at home this season. This is only Boise's, I believe, 3rd true road game so far. They are 4-3 against the spread as an underdog. They do their best work as a favorite. Talk about straight up. Against the spread, however, Nevada 11-4 against the spread so far. And Boise just 1-3 away from home against the spread. I think it's safe to say. Like I said, they've only had 2 true road games, but they did have some neutral site games. They beat VCU. They lost to Butler, and did play St. Mary's, but that one was in Idaho Falls. So, okay. Anyways, in this one, give me the under in Boise and Nevada today. Nevada's gone under in 8 of their last 10 games. Boise over in 3 of those 4 games that were not played at home. But I'm going to take the under here in this one. All right, and that's a look at college basketball. And Justin says, take Boise. And Bill, I don't know if I've been I would say that I'm not as happy as I usually am with my college basketball. Right now, I am heating up. There's no doubt about it. Same thing last year. Maybe I didn't do as well in non-conference play. In conference play, I did roll last season and ended up with some pretty big numbers here. Let me see if they have it there, but 2023 college basketball last season, that was pretty sharp spot for me, especially once we got into conference play. Maybe I can't quite bring it up here just right now. We're going to move on to hockey then. If I can't, we're going to show the record, but I don't think I can here. No big deal. There we go. Oh, wait, did I get it? Did I hit it right? Oh. Okay. Oh, no, let's see. That can't be right with just, I thought there was another category for college basketball. All right, I'm just going to have to move on here. Okay, that's not right because I have like hundreds of games. All right, let me just go on here and take a look. Hey, I got a few more picks from you. Big O, he had his play on the Nebraska game, and he says we just had 10 inches of snow. Oh my gosh! And I'm complaining here. It's 30 degrees outside, and I'm nice and toasty in here. Even feel a little warm in this long sleeve shirt. Okay, that's it for college bat. We got 2 games on the ice, and we'll get you out of here. Hey, I promised a couple. I said 1 hour, and we've been here 2 hours. I'm sorry, you guys. All right, Nashville and Dallas. I just need 2 hours with you guys every day. Saros and Wedgwood in this one. Dallas is going to be a pretty big favorite here. Nashville, though, it's been the team that has won 5 of their last 6 games on the road, playing pretty well. At this point, are the Preds. Dallas has gone over in 5 straight games at home. 6 of the last 7 meetings between these 2 teams here in Dallas have gone over. And Dallas has gone over in 5 straight at home. Oh, I think I just said that. Anyways, Dallas has won 2 straight, of course. They beat the Minnesota Wild. Back-to-back games, a home-and-home series, if you will, outscoring the sorry Wild 11-2. Nashville's coming off a home loss against the Ducks. 5-3 a couple of nights ago, 3 nights ago. That wasn't good. They did beat Dallas, though. These 2 teams played on last Saturday, and it was 4-3 in that one. Minnesota got the win. I'm sorry. Nashville got the win here on the road, right here at Dallas. All right. Dallas is 13-7 still at home, but Nashville 10-7 on the road. Dallas is 18-4 to the over so far this season, while the Predators are 12-6 to the over on the road. And now I'm showing maybe even $1.75 here, possibly. I'm taking Nashville on the money line. Might have just gave away my premium here in this one, but I like Nashville. There's only 2 games, so it only gives me 4 options, really, as far as what I'm going to give on the show. I'm not sure on the total yet. I would probably think that at 6, I know that, I just talked about a bunch of goals, but I don't know. if it will be in this one. All right, Rays on the over, Stars and over here. Thank you, Kirk. Yes, wonderful. I can't wait to get back to San Diego. When will I be there? Kid Hoops says, looks like a lock over 6.5. Dallas has been massive on these overs, no doubt about it. There was an earlier meeting also this year at Nashville. That one was won by Dallas 3-2. All right, I'm on the Predators. Finally, it's the what? Where are the goalies? Where are the goalies? What was the graphics man thinking? He was asleep at the wheel. All right, I'm going to put Hart and Fleury in there, and then I'll fire up the goalie computer. Maybe I took it for granted with only 2 games today. Here, we got the picks, but we didn't type in the goalies. Last game of the show, you guys, with the Flyers and the Wild. Philadelphia continues to be ultra competitive. They've covered 14 of the last 15 puck lines on the road. They're not a road favorite very often, so it's been a lot of getting there as a dog. Now, this game, certainly, you're not going to want to play the puck line here, I would think, because you're going to be laying 220-ish, 250 even at this point. But the Flyers, maybe they could get it done here in this one. Look, the Flyers are 21-14 this season. They continue to find ways to get it done. They're 11-6 on the road, one of the best road teams certainly around. 5 of the last 6 meetings here between these 2 teams in Minnesota have gone under, and Minnesota's gone under in 5 of their last 6 games at home. They've also gone under 3-6-1 to the under in their last 10 games. The Flyers have gone 2-8 to the under in their last 10 games. Could we get on the under? Do we want to get on the under? Because I actually was leaning Flyers here in this one. Minnesota, there's just something wrong. Everyone's trying to figure out. Yes, their big star has been out for a while now, but man, they've lost. They lost those back-to-back games in Dallas. They beat Columbus before that on the road, but they had some losses before that. It's been a big tailspin here for the Wild. And I'm going to end up taking Philly in this one. I think we just gave out I think the hockey are premiums, just a 2-game card. Not much I can do. I want to give a good play out. So let's take the 2 road teams tonight in hockey. Thanks, everybody. Really appreciate you guys. Took a couple of hours here with me today. Hey, join me in the Discord. Why don't you? I'll throw some plays up in there as well. I'll leave the soccer to the guys after I clunked one yesterday with that Barcelona Osasuna. I said BTTS, and the final was 2-0. Help, Gerardo. All right. Appreciate everyone here joining me for the show today, and I'll just say hello to everybody on the way out. Maybe we could do it with a little peasy music here. For the weekend, to those of you who don't necessarily join me every week, thank you for having me speak with me. Thanks to Timmy, to Ray, to Percent Better, to Gino, to Ray, Rick. I didn't see Rick today. He probably isn't watching, but I want to shout out Rick. I missed him yesterday after I said everybody's name, and Rick said, no love. So, Rick there as well. Kirk, Lego, Billy Mac, Ninja, Chantel Creighton was here today. Mike was always here as well. I didn't even see you there, Mike. Hello. Perky, of course. Justin here today as well. Dominic Arnold. Dom was here. Fernando was here. Peter Mack today. Pursuit Better was here today as well. Thomas Berg. Joseph Alvarado. Mr. North South was here today. Thomas Lewis as well. Kenny Jackson today. Daryl Turner joined us as always today. Also, who else? We have Rodney Barton, Thomas Bird was in the house today. Dre was in the house. Nate Cerna stopped by talking about that Sanford Bulldogs win yesterday. You got it right. I got it wrong. All right. Who else? Russell was here. That might be it. And everybody. Christopher Williams, Thurman Hill, Salty. We don't have everybody just yet. How about a few more, including Juan Laster. Replay Retail was here today. That's got to be it. Hold on. That's it. All right. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget NFL tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. Preview all the games. Head over to the Discord. Check out some more information in there. We'll be cashing now. It's good to see you. The 8th team. District P. Get a pity of the fools who can't hang. All right, you guys. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Easy, for our song. Tomorrow with more Morning Steam. For Tony'sPicks.com, I'm Ramon Scott.